Good evening. NATO's military chiefs are expected to hold a virtual meeting shortly to discuss what security guarantees could be offered to Ukraine in the event of a peace agreement with Russia. But tonight, the Kremlin is downplaying any chance of a direct summit between President Vladimir Putin and Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, despite continued calls from Washington for those talks to take place. Earlier today, Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that no settlement on security can be reached without Moscow's involvement. He warned that discussions excluding Russia would, in his words, lead nowhere. Lavrov also claimed that European leaders failed to present any constructive proposals during their recent meeting with President Trump. Meanwhile, Donald Trump continues to push for both Putin and Zelensky to sit down and negotiate an end to the war. However, he has stopped short of pressing for a formal ceasefire agreement. Across Europe, leaders are eager to build momentum after talks at the White House earlier this week. In Ukraine itself, officials report that 14 civilians have been injured following Russian drone strikes on the Sumy region in the northeast. At least 15 drones were launched overnight, targeting a residential neighborhood. Among the injured are 3 children, just 5 months, 4 years, and 6 years old. For more analysis, our security correspondent Frank Gardner joins us now. Frank, what's the significance of the UK's top defense official visiting Washington at this moment?
Well, the UK's Chief of the Defence Staff, Admiral Sir Tony Radakin, is in Washington to meet his American counterparts. The purpose is to establish exactly what sort of role the US might play in any potential reassurance force in Ukraine should a peace agreement be reached. Donald Trump has made it clear that US ground troops will not be deployed, but he has suggested the possibility of providing air support. The question is, what does that actually mean? Are we talking about close air support for Ukrainian forces, intelligence sharing, surveillance flights, satellite monitoring, or something else entirely? Those details have not been finalized. Another crucial issue is the rules of engagement. If an international reassurance force, possibly led by European leaders like Sir Keir Starmer and President Emmanuel Macron, is deployed, what happens if Russian forces violate the ceasefire and open fire? Would those international troops be authorized to respond militarily, or would they be restricted to defensive measures only? These are unresolved and highly sensitive questions.
And Frank, how realistic is it that these plans will actually move forward?
That's the challenge. These discussions are necessary groundwork, but at the moment the framework is fragile. One official compared it to setting a lavish dinner table balanced on wobbly legs. It looks organized, but it could collapse without stronger foundations. The reality is that Russia is not in a hurry to stop fighting. Its forces are still grinding forward in the Donbas region, village by village, at an enormous human cost. They may be advancing slowly, but they are advancing nonetheless. From Moscow's perspective, there is little incentive right now to agree to a ceasefire or meaningful peace deal.
Frank Gardner, our security correspondent, thank you for your insight.